In this video, I'm going to show you how you can install AdWords Conversion Tracking with the help of Google Tag Manager. All and more coming up. Hey there, welcome back to another video of MeasureSchool.com, teaching you the data-driven way of digital marketing. My name is Julian and we are live right now talking about how to install the Google Ads or AdWords conversion tracking feature with the help of Google Tag Manager. Now we're doing this live, so if you want to join us next time around live, then hit that subscribe button and also that bell notification icon so you will be notified once we go live, and we will answer your questions at the end as well. Now today we are here to talk about Google Ads conversion tracking feature. Why would you even install Google Ads conversion tracking? Well, if you are doing any kind of Google Ads or AdWords that drives traffic to your website and you actually pay for that traffic, then you also want to know how it performs. And the way to do this is with conversion tracking. So if you're spending money, you might see, okay, there are coming more people to my website, but are they actually getting to the goal or performing the action that I want them to perform? And this is where conversion tracking comes in. Now, if you have conversion tracking already set up, for example, with Google Analytics, you can take that data and import it to Google Ads and use that as your conversion tracking. But what I want to show you today is explicit conversion tracking from Google AdWords or Google Ads, how it's called nowadays, into Google Tag Manager, and then that data will go into your AdWords account directly, and you will be able to track your conversions from there. Now, there are differences between Google Analytics and Google Ads. We will concentrate in this video in the more sophisticated, more controlled version of Google conversion tracking, which is doing this through the AdWords conversion tracking code that you can install through AdWords. I prefer that method because it gives me more control over the tracking itself, so the measurement itself. I understand it a bit better because the data that is coming into our AdWords account is gathered by this conversion pixel, which is made specifically for Google Ads. And therefore also the attribution or the data that you see in Google Analytics might be a bit different from what you see in AdWords. It will be not more accurate, it's just a different way of looking at things, and this is all about attribution at this point. All right, let's dive into the demo part of our little video today, which is setting this up with Google AdWords. Now we have here our demo shop where I'm going to install the conversion tracking today. We have the Google Tag Manager already set up on this website, and here's our Google Tag Manager account, and we have our Google Ads account. Now inside of our Google Ads account, we can go up here to Tools and click on Conversions under Measurement, and this will show us all the conversion tracking that we have set up and what has been tracked over the last few weeks. Now this is a demo account, so there's not much data in here, but what we would need to do in order to set this up is click on this plus button, and there are different methods of setting up conversion tracking depending on your goal. If you have an app, if you have a phone calls, or that call tracking feature within Google Analytics or Google Tag Manager for that, no, Google AdWords, Google Ads for that matter, then you might want to look at these methods. We will look at the website method, but just to show you, you can also click on import here and get your conversion tracking from Google Analytics. If you have Google Analytics already set up correctly with the e-commerce tracking or with goals enabled, and you don't want to do any kind of more work on your website through Google Tag Manager and set that up explicitly, you might as well go with this option. I prefer the explicit option through Google Tag Manager, which we can choose here under the website feature. So we'll just go to website right here. And this is the interface to actually build our conversion tracking. We just need to put in a name. So we'll just put in purchase. I have this already set up, so I'm just going to change the name here to 1. And then you can choose a category. This is important for the machine learning model of Google AdWords. They will treat it differently, and let's say, so we'll go with purchase and sales since we have an e-commerce shop here. Then we'll go with the value, and I would recommend to use different values for each conversion here. So the second option. Now, this is really just about if you have one product that you sell every time and you know which what is the sale price in the end, you can put that in here, the default value. We'll just stay with the default value of 1. We'll change that later around on the tracking side, on the measurement side itself. So just go with the second option. And then we can choose the counting option. So what happens when somebody does multiple conversions within one session? Is that only counted once or every time? You can choose that in this option here. I will go with every. This is the default option. Only in some cases it makes sense to actually go with 1. And then there are some conversion tracking configurations. So how big will the conversion window be? So if somebody clicks on your ad, waits 20 to 30 days, and then comes back to your website and purchases, should it still be attributed to that initial ad click? I'll go with the default 30 days. If that's something you want to change, you can go up to 90 days here. I think even up to 180 days if you go with the custom option. Let me just try this out. No, 90 days is the maximum, but I will go with 30 days. Now this is totally up to what data you will be looking at and how you want to attribute it. And then we have the view through conversions, which is really just about if somebody sees your ad and then you want to attribute if the user doesn't click on the ad, but then maybe buys later on. This is the view through conversions, and you can also do a conversion window here. I will leave this on this 1-day default. Include in conversions. Yes, that's what we want to import into our conversions column. If you don't want to import that into your conversions column, then you can leave this on no. And the attribution model, this is something you need to try out. Last click has been the actual default for several years, and this is what the database that the basis of the data that most of the people go off. You can go with different attribution models. You can also try this out in the reporting later if this makes sense to change later on. So we'll go with last click for now, and we'll create and continue. Now, does it give me an error? No. Boop, boop. It just goes up here again. What did I do wrong? Doesn't give me any indication. Interesting. Okay, it opens up this. Here, none of your ads are running. Your ad campaigns are paused. No, this shouldn't be the problem. Okay, this is live, so I'm gonna just reload. Maybe there's something wrong in the interface, or it doesn't show me. Select the category. Use a different value every time. Okay, I'm gonna just leave this untouched, and this time it works for whatever reason. And here we can choose how we want to install this. Now, if you want to send this on to your developer, you would choose the first or the second option. We will go with the Google Tag Manager option here, and it will give us all the data that we need. Let's keep this open for now and go over to our Google Tag Manager and install this on our page. Now, first of all, what you will need to install before you install the AdWords Conversion Tracking is the actual conversion linker tag. Now, the conversion linker tag is a standard tag that you explicitly need to install right here, conversion linker, because of the changes that the Safari browser did actually to ad tracking. And this will simply write the information into a cookie that Google will then pick up at the end. So you need to install this. This will be this conversion linker will be installed on all pages. And as a trigger, we'll simply choose our all pages trigger. Let's save this, and let's go into our preview and debug mode. See if this is deployed correctly. And it seems so that the conversion linker is now deployed. Okay, now let's take a look at the action that we want to deploy our conversion tracking on. And this is really at an e-commerce shop the thank you page. So let's just buy something really quickly. Gonna add this to cart. Go to the cart and check out. And then we get to the order confirmation page. So once this loads, order is received. This is the thank you page for this order, and we definitely can tell that the user has now converted. Now, if you want to go the easy route of just setting up conversion tracking, and this is for the method of just knowing that somebody converted or not, you could go with a URL trigger here. So every URL that goes to this thank you page has an order received in the URL, so we can use that to our advantage to build a trigger of that. Triggers are just rules that define when to fire our conversion tracking. So we'll go with trigger down here and just set up this trigger. This will be evaluated on the page view event. Just to show you, down here we have different events, and here's the page view event. And that's something we can choose inside of our trigger type as well. Down here we have page view, and this is the event that it will be evaluated on. And we only want to fire this on some page views where, and here are some variables that we can choose, where the page URL contains our order received word. So I'll just put that up here in the title of this trigger as well. Let's save this. And now we can deploy our conversion tracking. For that, we'll set up a tag. And these are just configurations really on what data should be sent over to Google Ads. Now let's click on new here and tag configuration. And here we see our Google Ads conversion tracking. And what they want is the conversion ID and the conversion label. There are some more configurations which we are going to get to in a second. Now let's give this first a name. This is Google Ads and conversion tracking on our order received page. All right, and we need to fill in the conversion ID and the conversion label. We can find that in our Google Ads here under conversion ID, that here. And then we have our conversion label right here. Let's copy that and just put it in. Now you can leave these free. For now I will do this just to show you that this is the really easy method of setting up conversion tracking. Let's save this. Well, we need to, you can leave all the configurations under conversion linker and advanced settings like this by default, and go to trigger and then choose your order received trigger. Let's save this. And then we'll go into the preview and debug mode. You can click up here or refresh, and that will put in your ad right here. And if we reload our page, we should see that our Google Ads conversion tracking was now deployed. And if you have the Tag Assistant, which is a Chrome extension installed, you will also see that the Google AdWords conversion tracking was deployed correctly. So this is something to really easily deploy this through Google Tag Manager. Obviously, you would need to submit this. This is right now not live on your website. You would need to submit this as a version, and AdWords conversion tracking installed, and we'll publish this. And now it's live on our website, and our users will also have the benefit, or the conversion tracking will be deployed on the order received page for every user. And then you should see data coming into your account. Now, if you click on next here, you will see the status of this being unverified. Now, in order to verify this, actual conversions need to happen on your website itself. If you want to test this yourself, so if you want to turn this into verified, you would actually need to click on an ad that you are running right now. We are not running ads right now, and then the status will verify within 24 hours. You need to do this. First, click on an ad, go to your page, and then go straight to the purchase confirmation. So that way, data will be transferred. If you don't click on an ad and just go on your page and go through a checkout, you have not clicked on an ad. So Google AdWords will only count those that actually clicked on an ad beforehand and then converted. So that's very important to understand. Now, let's go with a little bit more sophisticated. So this data that you get in here will fill your conversion column. So if you are in any kind of report inside of AdWords, unfortunately, we don't have anything running right now, but you know that you can import here a conversion column. Right now, there is no conversion column in here, active, but you can definitely do that. Just click on the columns and add your conversion column, and then you should see conversions coming in. Now you will only see how many conversions. You won't see how many, what they have actually bought or what they actually, how much money they spent. And this is data that can be really beneficial when it comes to ROI analysis. So if you want to know how much money did I spend on this campaign and how many people converted, yes, that's important. But then also how many people, how much revenue did they generate on my store? And that way you can do a ROI analysis inside of AdWords and say, okay, I have spent so much money on these ads, and I have made so much money on these ads, and then make an ROI analysis. So really, really good data and more sophisticated data, which you have to set up in Google Analytics. So we'll go now with the second option here. So as you have seen in the Google Ads, we also have the capability of sending over a conversion value. So the actual amount that has been processed here. In our case, it would be $22. So that's something we want to send over. Now, on how to send this over via Google Tag Manager, there are different methods to actually set this up. We did a video on conversion value, on how to get the conversion value into your AdWords Google Tag Manager account, and there are different workarounds. And I'm going to show you the most robust version of it, which is setting up a correct data layer. Now, as you can see, well, this is not in the data layer yet because we just reloaded the page. So I have to go through another order, but I'm going to show you. I have a plugin installed on this page, which is a plugin for my WooCommerce shop that transfers data from the shop system into that order received page and makes it available to Google Tag Manager. So once we get to the order received page, okay, you can see when we click here on the data layer, we have data layer information available here. And there is, for example, the revenue, the ID of the order, and other details, for example, which products I have bought. Now, AdWords is only asking, in Google Tag Manager at least, for the conversion value. You can also put the order ID in. This is for deduplication. So if a user reloads the page and this is sent over again, then Google Ads will just take it out of the data. So let's fill this. And in order to fill this, we need to pull the data out of the data layer. Now, if you don't see the data layer on your thank you page, on your WooCommerce shop or on your Shopify or wherever, then this means the data layer is not yet set up. This needs to be explicitly set up by a developer, by a plugin. So check out the video about conversion value and how to get the conversion value into your AdWords account. We have set up a data layer here, and we'll use this data layer. And this is what I would recommend to you, to set up a data layer actually in order to make this work. So we have our revenue in the data layer. How do we get this into this tag? Well, we need to tell Google Tag Manager where it lies, and we need to pull it out with a data layer variable. So go over here to variables and click on new user defined variable. This will be a data layer variable for the revenue. Right. Now we have different types of data of variables that we can create, and we'll go with the data layer variable. This pulls the data out of the variable. Now, what we need to look at here is the structure of this, because it's actually, and this is how data layers are built. It's a JavaScript object, so they are nested within each other, and we need to find the right key to pull the right information out. So in this data layer, we can see here's e-commerce, and then there are these curly brackets. So we go one layer deeper, which is e-commerce. Then we see here purchase, and then we see action field, and then we see revenue. So we'll need to put this in order into this field here to pull the right data layer information out. So what was it again? E-commerce dot, and you just separate this by a dot. E-commerce dot purchase dot action field dot revenue. Action field dot revenue. Okay, e-commerce purchase, and then action field, and then revenue. Okay, that should be correct. I hope it is correct. Now I'm just going to copy this, because we actually want to create another variable, again a data layer variable for our order ID. Go with the data layer variable again. I'm just going to paste this in and see, okay, e-commerce, purchase, action field, and then ID. So the last one we'll just replace with ID. All right, that should do it. Let's save this. Now these are variables now, so they are part of Google Tag Manager, and we can use them in our triggers and tags. Now what I want to do is build this into our tag first of all. So right here we can put in the conversion value. And if you click on this brick here, this opens up your variable menu, and you can choose all the variables that you have available. We have just created our revenue. So let's put this in. And then we have our order ID. Let's click this. And this is our from the order ID. All right. Now, before we save this, we need to see when is that data actually available. We see here that our page view is order received, and under the page view, we have this available, so we could leave this, but it's actually safer to take one of these custom events here. There's a custom event called, and this is from the plugin, gtm4wp.orderCompleted. So I'm just going to write this down, gtm4wp.orderCompleted. Okay, I'm just going to copy this and build a new trigger, because what happens is this plugin is intelligent enough to, when I reload this page, it recognizes that I have just reloaded it, and it's not the first time that I came here, so it's not going to put this event out again. So the data is not actually in the data layer itself. So this is what we want to use actually to trigger our event, and that's why we will use this event that was here before for our trigger. So we're going to simply remove this trigger from our tag and create a new one. Go on the plus sign here, and this will be with the custom event of gtm4wp order completed. You can also just call this purchase, but as the type we'll choose custom event, and here we're going to put in our gtm4wp. All custom events, that's fine. And it also depends, you need to be flexible here to see how you can trigger something in your data layer, and if the right event key is in there. Different plugins will do it differently. If you do an implementation of this, you can control it, what event you want to send in. So we'll choose this, and we'll save this, save our tag, and refresh our preview and debug mode. Now I need to go through a complete order again, because I can't just reload this. And I'm gonna buy this, buy this, and buy this. And then I'm gonna check out. And place an order. All right, we see our, okay, something went wrong. Our Google Ads didn't send this out. And why is that? We can all see it didn't, the trigger didn't equal GTM4W order completed. What did I do wrong? Can't see the mistake. It is actually GTM4WP order completed EEC. So we need to go back and change our trigger around. Let's go on the triggers. And the custom event name needs to be EEC. Okay. This time it should work. Let's go back and do another test order. Sorry, this is live, so I can't speed this up. But we should get our result in a second. And here we go. Our Google Ads conversion tracking was fired. And when we look into this tag, we can see that the right information was sent over to Google Ads. Also in our tag assistant, we can look into our AdWords conversion tracking, and here is what we send over to as a conversion value. Now what this will do in our Google Ads, it will actually fill the column, and unfortunately this column is not here by default. Conversions, we have here our conversion value. So it will fill out the column of conversion value. So you would actually see how many people clicked on an ad, converted, and how much did they buy in the end. This is also something that will be shown in your conversion ads. So if you are verifying this, you'll see the conversion value right here. And this is the more sophisticated version of actually setting this up. Now the first version that I showed you is actually something you can do as well, but it's you wouldn't get 100% of the data that you could get. So this is definitely something I would set up. Now in the end, to spin this to the end, you will publish this as a version. Conversion, all right. And then it would go live to the users of your website. You would need to wait a few days probably to get some conversions in if you are actively running Google Ads, and then this will verify as well. All right, so this is how you can install Google Ads conversion tracking with the help of Google Tag Manager. I hope I didn't forget anything, but I also hope this was useful to you. So if there's any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, please subscribe to our channel right over there, because we'll bring you new videos just like this one every week. Now, my name is Julian. Till next time.